I love that this hasn't gotten old yet.
It really hasn't. You think it would, but no. Just gets my blood going.
Nothing's gonna ever keep it down. Hi, welcome to Family Home Evening with Bad Mormons.
Hi, I'm Charlotte.
I'm Mandy.
We're two sisters who talk about stupid shit.
And we're here to entertain you. Dance, monkey!
Okay. And then sometimes we talk about stupid Mormon shit. Like, you know, different Mormon recipes. Like shit on a shingle is the highlight of this week. Or creamed of tuna on a shingle because we couldn't afford chipped beef.
Yeah, this is not our normal opening, but we decided we'd mix it up a little because every time we get ready to listen to the beautiful harmonics of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir sing us in, we put on a little Karate Kid soundtrack and we sing "We're the Best Around" to each other just as a funny joke, and now it's like I really need it.
Right?
And we thought maybe you guys would need it too.
Also, you know, what's wrong with a little something different?
Nothing. Goddamn nothing.
Goddamn nothing.
Tell us about shit on a shingle, Charlotte.
So, I don't know how to make it because I haven't had it since I was 10, but I remember like thinking it was the dumbest thing ever, and it's like, you just put shit on a piece of toast, you expect us to eat it like we're monkeys? I don't know.
This vomitous mass,
and then you eat like, I guess it was pretty good.
This is a Mormon dish, right?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Well, actually, it's like a Navy dish.
Oh.
It's a poor person dish.
Got it.
It's like how much can you make of it and disperse to as many people, right?
Got it.
So, again, usually it's chipped beef in this kind of like cream substance that's over a piece of toast. Well, I
remember liking it, and as you're describing it, it sounds really fucking disgusting.
It sounds fucking disgusting, but it's almost like chicken a la king on a piece of toast.
Okay,
delicious. Yeah. But with tuna fish instead of chicken, or chipped beef if you're rich, or just not as poor as us.
Listen, we have some listeners in countries that really know how to eat, like Italy, France, Spain. Explain to them, Charlotte. Explain to them what this dish consists of.
So you make a roux with flour and butter. You add some milk to it. Then you add the tuna fish.
Okay, you had me. You had me till you add tuna fish to a roux.
And then pepper. And then if you need a little more substance, frozen peas.
Don't forget the milk. You add the milk.
I said the milk.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
I made the roux with the butter and the flour. We browned it. We added... Oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't. No, I did. Then we add the milk to thin it. You know, not thin it out, but also make the gravy.
Make it a bechamel-style sauce.
Sure. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to cook. I know what Mom has shown me what to do. And then you add the canned tuna. Not fresh tuna. Like, we made this mistake. We were over at Tiffany's apartment in Washington, and I was hungover or something, and I was like, I just want chicken a la king. And Laurie's like, I'm on it. I'm going to make it. And she used, like, fresh chicken, like chicken breast. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
How dare you serve me fresh food?
I need canned chicken or nothing.
It's got to have that weird jelly-like substance around it.
Yes, and it needs to be shredded. Ugh. And actually, you just add that canned tuna or that canned chicken broth. It's water, salt water in the roux. It's delicious. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the tuna. Only then you put it on some wheat toast, and then you eat it with a fork.
This toast is the shingle.
The shingle is the toast.
So, listeners, if you were ever curious about what poor Mormons eat, it's not looking good.
I wanted to have shit on a shingle for dinner tonight, but nobody else wanted to have it.
But did you really? Or did you want the idea of it?
2 days ago, I 100% wanted it. Today, I wasn't really in the mood, but I'd wanted it for 2 days, so I'm like, I want it. And then I was like, oh, mac and cheese from a box, that's just as easy. So I'm like in line with the trashiness that is our heritage, but not as classy as shit on a shingle.
It makes sense. It tracks.
I like it.
Hey, cheers.
Hey, cheers.
I'm not going to cheers you over my computer with this
Smart.
very full drink.
It's very full. What are we drinking?
Oh, well, take a sip first. It's gin.
But I don't like gin.
It's good, though, right?
I mean, it tastes like a Cosmopolitan.
You wouldn't have even known it was gin.
You're a horrible person.
Wow. This is the On the Rocks cocktail. The aviation. With the gin and the... You would have... I shouldn't have even told you.
You shouldn't have told me. Now I hate it.
Fine, fuck you.
No,
I'll
I'm just
drink yours.
kidding. I'll drink it.
I'm also drinking a liquid death.
How responsible of you.
Murdering my thirst. Anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
And let's give a special cheers and a little shout out to our patrons.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Hector, Jorge, Jesus.
What's his name? Juan, probably. I'm jumping ahead of what we've already planned to talk about, but what's her Mexican friend's name?
Oh, shit.
We'll get to it. I'm
so
it'll
excited
pop up.
for this.
I'm sure it'll pop up.
Can't believe I already forgot about it. I literally just went and got the paperwork.
You know what? Maybe we should jump right into it.
We should.
No.
It's cool shit.
I want to talk about one other thing for cool shit.
Okay, fine.
First of all. You guys are just going to have to wait. Don't worry. We'll circle back. I know we don't always circle back.
But we have a plan.
This time we will. Charlotte and I just watched The King of Staten Island.
It was really good.
With Pete Davidson. And what's that comedian guy's name? Bill Burr.
Yes.
Marissa Tomei. Mm-hmm. It was so good. Like,
it's so good.
It was really fucking good. And there was parts of it where it's like, you're like, you know, tears are leaking out of your eyes.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Unwillingly, and you can't, like, look at the person you're sitting next to on the couch because you don't want them to see you, and then, like, after a couple minutes, you kind of, like, wipe the tear, like, oh, it's just, I got something over here, I'm just rubbing my temple, or whatever. Everyone in the room's doing that. And I normally hate movies that make me cry. I'm not into that fucking shit, but this movie was so good, so highly, highly recommend King of Staten Island.
Feelings are not my favorite, and especially when people see those feelings run down my cheeks. And again, I'm not bawling. It's just more of a like, it's cool. Oh, it's cool. I'm not crying.
Yeah.
Me and Craig like to call that the, did you just get undercover bossed? Because if you ever watch that show,
yeah,
all the cries.
Really?
Well, because people's lives change with the money that gets given to them.
Well,
I'm easily manipulated.
Because I must have missed that part. I probably only watched the beginning of it and turned it off.
Oh, well, see, then you didn't understand that somebody's life had just been changed. Well, anyways, that's Craig and I call it when you cry. When you cry.
So we all got undercover boss.
Yes, we all got undercover boss. So if I had looked over and I saw Craig's eyes welling up, I would have said undercover boss, and he would have said, "Shut up." Yeah. Did you have any other cool shit before we repent? Nah.
I mean, obviously
Arrested Development.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, duh. I mean, that's just a given, but that's what we just happened to be watching before we were like, we should record a podcast.
And, you know, we have talked about several times, oh, what's your favorite series or the series you keep rewatching? And we keep talking about 6 Feet Under and Buffy and blah, blah, blah. I can't believe we've never thought of Arrested Development because I've watched that series at least 18 times.
Oh, 100%. I'm
At
like
least.
hungover. I don't know what to do. I can't think of anything. Oh, Arrested Development. I will just start that from the beginning.
It's so good. If you haven't watched it, Arrested Development is... I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it's the best series ever made.
I'm not going to argue
the
with
best.
you. You're right. It's just, it's so fucking funny. And the fact that we've both... You may have seen it more times than I have, but we've both seen it a solid 10 times each plus, right?
Right.
That we could watch and be like, I never caught that last time. Every single time I watched it, I'm like, yeah, we're like, didn't get all the Burger King references in this one episode. And it's like, of course.
It's a wonderful restaurant. You know what's funny, too, is we love the Smartless podcast. I don't know if we've ever mentioned that on our show, but Smartless is one of our go-to. Like, we don't listen to it every week. Sometimes we'll take a week and catch up on a couple episodes.
I like to go on road trips every now and again and catch right up.
But yeah, Smartless is a really funny one, and it's Sean Hayes, it's Will Arnett, and it's Jason Bateman. And inevitably, Arrested Development gets brought up often because, you know, Will and Jason worked together on that show.
Right. I think that's how they met, yeah.
Yeah. And then they have guests on, like they've had Ron Howard on, they've had Martin Short on, and Arrested Development gets brought up a lot, and there's this, like, long-standing joke that Sean Hayes has never seen the show.
It's like, hey, we're just best friends, buddy, but it's cool. You never watched, the show that we met on, but that's fine.
Don't
Good
worry.
for you.
Don't worry. And he's like, I swear I'm going to watch it, you guys. I'm going to watch it. So that's, like, half the fun
Or
of
he,
Smartless.
they did a commercial, and he said, so, like, that character Gob you played, and Will Arnett's like, Gob? Really?
You mean Job?
You mean Job? And he's like, you've really never seen the show, have you? And he's like, I thought that was a bit, and it's like, nope, that was 100%. They just decided to keep it as the commercial.
It's really funny. It's a great podcast and a fucking great show.
Right. 5 stars all around.
5 stars. We were actually just texting. Well, sorry. Let me take that back. We were angrily tweeting at Sean Hayes.
Right.
I'm like, we were just texting my bro, Sean Hayes. No big deal.
We're Toad's best friends.
Yeah, tweeting at him, being like, so, have you seen it yet? Have you seen it yet?
What do you think?
Have you seen it yet?
I need an episode by episode not synopsis.
Breakdown.
Well, that'd be a synopsis. Review. Really? What'd you think? What were the feelings that you felt? How hard did you laugh?
Because how can you not?
Seriously, I don't, like, I find myself watching TV shows on my cell phone a lot. Like, not watching the show on my cell phone, but I'm watching a show while I'm on my cell phone. And it's like, some shows you really have to pay attention to, and sometimes that's just too hard. Like, they didn't catch my attention or whatever. One, I probably watched the show before there were cell phones, so there's that. Or at least, smartphones. And then, now it's like, I can do it because I've already seen it so many times, and then I just catch the really great parts. I'm like, yeah, I love that show. Lucille! Or like, it's like, oh, why would a seal bite off his hand? I was like, oh, that's right, because it got the taste for mammal blood.
Spoiler, sorry. I mean, how long's the show been on?
It's not like it's a new season. Also, are they even still doing new seasons?
I don't think so. I think the last one was the last one.
Oh, that's a pity. I mean, I have to say that Netflix seasons weren't as funny. It really did, because I started it, because as much as I love this show and I've seen it a million times, when the new one came out, I watched maybe 5 episodes, and it totally lost my interest. And I was like, son of a bitch, they lost it. But Tiffany, our sister, was like, you have to watch them all. They come together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just don't have that kind of patience. And then I finally finished it. I was like, damn it, it is good.
Yeah,
so
it comes together at the end.
Since we're halfway through it, because there's only, 3 seasons?
No.
Original.
Oh, original.
Yeah. So since there's only 3 original seasons and we're almost at the end of season 2, I have no problem just binging right into 6 seasons.
I think there's 4 original seasons.
I think I own 3. And if there was a 4th, I would have bought it. And I know this because I just transferred all my DVDs to a DVD holder.
It'll give us something to repent for.
Fantastic, because I'm never wrong. Never wrong.
I don't really have much to repent for, in general. But I do want to say, I think we were a little hard on strippers last week. And I don't mean to demean sex work in any way.
Oh, God, no.
I just want to demean old people who are doing sex work. Because that's gross.
Old people who force me to pay them $25 while they force my hand to rub all over their chest. I have a problem with that. Those are the people, when I say no thank you, I fucking meant it.
Other than that, sex work is totally cool.
Yeah, totally. You do your jam. And you know what? There is somebody for everybody out there. And there is a target market for you.
I'm not going to get into the specifics, but somebody made me Google naked old grandma lady yesterday.
It was me!
And I didn't know that was such a popular Google search.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I'm going to have nightmares now, but let's move on. Let's move on.
I mean, if you haven't already, go to lemonparty.org.
I don't even think that's still up anymore.
You don't think so? That's a pity.
Down.
And I can't remember the exact website of the other one that I like to throw people to. But
that's okay. Nobody wants to know that.
No, it's horrible. You could literally fit a bowling ball up there.
Okay, let's move on. This isn't that kind of podcast.
Well,
so
wait, hold on. What's the website? Badmormons.com?
Yeah, it's not FHE Badmormons.com.
No, it's just
badmormons.com.
Yeah, no, I think it falls in line with that, maybe.
So I had a whole bunch of shit I wanted to talk about for current events, featuring the representative of the 14th Congressional District of Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, God damn it, that bitch.
You may have heard of her. She's a conspiracy theorist.
QAnon.
She used to post, QAnon shit all over Facebook, which has since been deleted. She's, like, accosted survivors of school shootings to ask them about their views on gun rights, and when they won't respond to her, she'll call them a coward.
She's
to,
such
like,
a
the
fucking
news.
cunt.
Yeah, she mocks parents of murdered children who were murdered at that Sandy Hook school shooting. And I think she just got she just got promoted by the Republicans to be the commissioner of some kind of education committee or something. Education committee.
I never had respect for Republican. I mean, I did. Mom, our parents were Republican. Like, I just thought, oh, it's a different opinion on tax. And, we all wanted to get to the same place as how we got there. But now it's like, you guys have all fucking lost your fucking minds. It's all conspiracy theories. There's people who are like, oh, no, the governor is trying to bankrupt all small businesses so that the corporate overlords can come over. And then when Biden gets in office, they can reopen them so that Biden looks like a king. I'm like, you're fucking high. That is, nobody wants to cripple an economy just to get Trump out of office. Like, it's the stupidest fucking thing. But
not even me, and there's not much I would not do to get that man out of office.
Right. But again, like, we didn't have to do anything. That man spoke for himself. Yeah. Like, but the fact that people would prefer to believe that than to just be like, dude, we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic and they're trying to make it so that we don't have 1 million people dead rather than 500,000 people dead.
Yeah. Well, here's another one from this lady, too. Our new appointee to the education committee. She believes that all those California wildfires that we were having were started by a Jewish space laser. I'm not even making that shit up. That is from the San Francisco Chronicle, reported on that, and they have screenshots of her deleted Facebook posts.
I love that screenshots are a thing.
Dude, receipts. Always get receipts, you guys. If you see some crazy shit on the internet,
always take a screen grab. You know what? There might be 50,000 people who got a screen grab, but make sure you get it regardless because you never fucking know.
Yeah, or you might be the only one. They might have just been like, oops, I didn't mean to hit send.
Right.
And delete it immediately. So always get a receipt.
Right.
Always get a receipt. The other thing I wanted to say about her was, actually, you know what? That's pretty much fucking it. You know what? There's a lot.
There's a part of me that wants to blow her up, have everybody know her name so that she'll get fucking removed because she's clearly insane, or at least not somebody who should be representing people, right? But then there's this other part that's like, she doesn't deserve to get to be famous or, whatever. Like, oh, God.
Well, you know what? No, this one does need to be famous because...
For stupidity, yeah.
Exactly. And she absolutely does need to be expelled from Congress. Actually, that was kind of the whole point I don't think I actually touched on, because this is my third cocktail.
We said 2 martini.
This isn't a martini.
Maximum.
We had 2 martinis, and then it's a cocktail. It's different.
I digress. There's a lot of booze in that.
Don't you... Well, we'll argue the semantics of this later. 2 martinis doesn't mean you can only have 2 drinks for the whole night. It means 2 martinis. Then you can move on to something else.
Perfect. Unless it's gin.
You don't like it?
Oh, no, it's fine. But now that I know it's gin.
Taste it. All right, let's pause. Let's get you a different drink.
I'm just kidding. It's just strong.
It's good, right?
I literally wouldn't know whether it was gin or vodka. It just tastes like a cosmopolitan.
Thank you. Okay, sorry. Moving on.
But it's wicked strong.
Moving on.
Did you add more gin to it?
No, I didn't. Of course not. I know how you feel about gin. It was the only easy cocktail I had at my disposal, and I didn't want to shake a new one up.
Gotcha.
Okay, so back to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Her name's Marjorie?
Yeah. Marjorie.
It's just so easy to make fun of. I won't even bother doing it.
With an I-E, Marjorie. There's, I can't say definitively, but there's a lot of evidence that points to her being one of the orchestrators of the insurrection.
I was reading that she did
January 6th.
The walkthroughs. Like, it was like what is the word I'm looking for? Like, here's where they'll hide should there be an emergency. Like, she pretty much did a walkthrough with insurgent people.
Right.
Like, this isn't going to work for me.
Yeah, she there's a lot of evidence pointing to her being one of the co-conspirators and kind of one of the organizers of the event. So, fuck this bitch. She needs to go. She shouldn't be holding any sort of office or power.
Right. She doesn't deserve to get any sort of income or benefits that, government physicians give you.
And the minute a fucking grown-ass woman calls a survivor of a school shooting a coward because he won't engage her in a dialogue on gun laws, like, I am not a violent person, but I want to fucking punch this bitch in the face.
Her in the fucking face.
Fuck her. What the fuck? You know?
Or at least I'd look at her like I was going to punch her.
Yeah.
Be like, I'll show you.
I don't usually punch.
You know, I like to say that I punch, but even if I do go to punch someone, I usually, like, pull back. Even though they deserve to get the full wrath of my shitty punch that would probably not be very hard anyways.
I don't even punch back when I get punched, which is always at work. But I think that's because I have my corporate uniform on, and I'm not allowed to. I think it might be different if I was just on the street.
I have a feeling that I would claw and pull hair. That seems to be more my style.
Ugh, fuck this bitch.
Right? She sucks.
Yeah, anyway. I think maybe we should take a little break.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and come full circle around what we promised you 10 minutes ago.
Dios mío.
Hey, we know that keeping the food storage stocked can sometimes be a struggle, but boy, howdy, did it just get a whole lot easier. Have we got a delicious and satisfying treat for you? Introducing Prophet Tyson potted meat product. Prophet Tyson potted meat is a tasty treat your whole family will enjoy, and it's now packed with 30% more tripe per can. This spreadable, delectable meat product is the perfect addition to your food storage pantry, thanks to its pre-cooked state and extra long shelf life, which also makes it a great item for camping and military uses. Prophet Tyson potted meat comes in 2 tantalizing flavors. Country Pot, a down-home blend of pureed beef, pork, chicken, and that extra tripe. Or give City Pot a try, a spicy grind of raccoon, feral cat, skunk, and animal shelter dumpster. For a heavenly treat, try Prophet Tyson potted meat.
Family Home Evening with Bad Mormons listeners can save 20% off your first purchase. Just use the promo code The One Mighty and Strong at checkout. That's promo code The One Mighty and Strong for 20% off your first purchase of Prophet Tyson's potted meat.
Hi, we're back.
Oh my god, I can't wait to tell you about the fun shit we put together like 5 years ago.
Charlotte, do you want to kick it off?
So, Mandy and I, in 2016, decided to go to New Orleans for Halloween, essentially, but we also did this epic road trip up through Mississippi to Tennessee, to Memphis to go see Graceland, and then we spent some time in Nashville, Savannah, and then we came back down to New Orleans. But
it was my first time in the South.
It was our first time in the South, and fuck, I love the South.
Yeah, and first time to New Orleans, right?
Yep, it was my very first time there, and Halloween, I can't think of a better time to be there. Like, we were there for New Orleans. We were there for, see, I'm fucking drunk. We were there for Mardi Gras last year. And of course, we missed the parade fun time.
But we also missed the coronavirus.
Very true. For the first time. But yeah, but we during these we had like 6-hour road trips in between stops where we were going, and 50 Shades of Grey had been out for a while, but we were finally like, what is this nonsense about? And spoiler alert, when I was living in Washington, I worked at this bar, and my job was to check IDs. And so I would sit and read books and check IDs, and when people would come in, but I would go through all these great books that I would have never read. And then Christmas was coming around, and my friends were like, well, Charlotte, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, dude, just give me some more books because I'm running out of shit to read. Well, come Christmas time, I get like 50 Harlequin novels from our friend Courtney, our creative director.
Executive genius, creative director.
She gives me all these fucking Harlequin novels, and I'm like, dude, oh, you're hilarious, blah, blah, blah. But then I started reading them, and I'm like, oh my God, this is pure trash. I love it. And like,
I thought you were going to say pure gold.
It is pure gold, but it's also trash. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like watching Lifetime movies. You know it's wrong, but yet you keep doing it. Like, but I have to wonder, are there ladies out there who are reading it like going, oh, I gotta rub one out now? Because they're talking about their delicate pearls, their clitoris, and like,
Thanks for clarifying that.
just in case you didn't know. Or like, it's always like, it's got the same story verbatim. I'm actually pretty sure me and Mandy are going to quit our jobs and start writing romance novels because it's always the same. There's a young woman and man who either meet and like she's like on holiday because you know it's always in Europe, and then she's like dating the best boy.
It could be on a farm.
I get, you know, you're right. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a young lady,
on a ship.
And it could be two dudes. You don't know, like how much gay Harlequin novels are out there.
Ooh,
right.
We're gonna have
we
to
should
cut,
delete this.
We're gonna have to cut this because everyone's gonna steal our ideas.
Right. So two young people. And then they fall in love, and then they'll leave, you know, like something will break them apart, but it was young love anyways. And then cut to like 15 years later, and then he's always in a position of power, and she's in trouble somehow, like always. And then it's either she was a virgin the whole time, or she was pregnant with his baby when they got separated. But there's always something that's going to make them fall in love later, but he has to like punish her somehow, like, oh, she broke my heart, so I've got to like blah, blah, blah. And then they fall in love again. And that's how it works every goddamn time. Because I've read so many of them. But me and Mandy used to like to read them aloud to each other while we'd eat popsicles on the front yard with different accents.
Well, it was all the girls. And sometimes the neighbors and our friends, too. We'd put out a
there was a lot of booze involved.
We'd put out a blanket on the lawn. It's like a summer day. You're in the grass. And you got a, you know, group of girls with cocktails and popsicles, you know, sitting around in the summer sun.
With a lot of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Reading Harlequin novels aloud to one another.
But Mandy always did the best voices. She would have, like, the smoker cough lady for the girl, and then the Australian dude who's like, crikey!
I wish I had one right in front of me to read, but it was like... Oh my God, I can't believe you're back here after so long. It's almost like the Marge's sisters on the Simpsons.
Yes, that's exactly.
I can't believe you've come back for me after all this time. I knew we were meant to be together. Crikey, I missed your vagina so much.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Essentially. God, that Australian accent's even worse than I remembered it being.
But so now we're talking, I'm like, also, it just sounds like this 50 Shades of Grey. So we're on this road trip, and I'm like, this 50 Shades of Grey just sounds like a longer novel version of a Harlequin novel. Because Harlequin novels are like 60 pages, maybe like 90 tops. And so we decide we didn't want to buy the book, and we didn't want to buy the book on tape either. So we went onto YouTube, and it's a black screen, and it's not professionally done. It's literally some lady, probably in her living room, who's just reading the unabridged version of it. And we listened to that in between each one of our stops. So like, oh, let's leave New Orleans. Let's go up to Memphis. Let's listen to this shit. And then we're like, oh, like Mandy actually wouldn't even let me finish it because she's like,
we listened to it all the way through. So we went through we went from New Orleans. We went through Mississippi. We went through Tennessee. We came back down around through Georgia and then
Florida,
a little bit of Florida, Alabama. Like we did that whole circle. And by the time we got to Florida,
it was by the time we got to Savannah. You're like, I'm fucking over this.
I remember that stretch because there's like that stretch of like Florida going into Alabama where it's like mobile and it's like all the oil shit that's down there. It's just like nothing but flat and oil and nothing.
Oh, you might be right.
And I just remember we were listening to that, and so it had been like, this is the last leg of the trip back to New Orleans, and I was like, I cannot fucking listen to this shit anymore. Like, I would rather sit in silence and listen to myself fart in the car.
Okay, so with that being said, once we got into New Orleans and we were drinking, our friend Andrea had to go back to work, so we'd sit in our bar, and I was like, you know, that was just so horrible. I feel like we could condense all the chapters down to paragraphs, and then we could draw out just like, I don't know, pictures of what they're describing, and we could call it like something else. And we could have like a YouTube thing, and it'll just be a funny little snippet. So we got shit-faced, as we usually do, and Mandy did synopsis chapters, and then we both wrote pictures.
They call that abridged.
We did a very abridged
and
version.
Illustrated.
And then we illustrated it. Mandy's a much better artist than I am, so if we decide to put this out for everyone to see it, our patrons will get to see it, but if we decide everybody gets to see it, you'll know who did which ones.
And just for a little, fun little family home evening tonight, we would like to read you our abridged and illustrated
We'll give you at least 5 chapters of it.
version of what we named
We will give you 57 chapters of it.
50 Shades of Gross.
Yes.
So
We decided on accents, and again, I don't think we can do them, but we're like, we need to get Christopher Walken. Like,
yeah.
Like a friend who can do Christopher Walken. Not that Christopher Walken would play our reindeer
hey,
games.
you never know.
The man's got time.
And he does a lot of weird shit.
He sure does. He's awesome.
Okay, so picture Charlotte and I at the bar. I forget the name of the bar. It's in the Metairie and just outside of New Orleans. I think it's technically New Orleans. And we're getting drunk. We're like, there's like 3 people in the bar. Our friend Andrea's bartending. And we've got crayons out. We've got paper spread out all across the bar. And we're like, we're going to make our YouTube, our YouTube debut with 50 Shades of Gross. If you guys have ever read this will be even funnier. If you haven't, get ready. It's called 50 Shades of Gross, reimagined and abridged by Hurricane Anderson.
There's a... Oh, no, I'm not going to describe it because patrons...
Yeah. So I'm looking at the illustrations that we did, which we'll probably eventually post on YouTube. Definitely putting out for the patrons.
Right.
Damn my gorgeous rich roommate Kate for getting sick and making me do her job. I'm interviewing Christian Grey, CEO of Billionaire Industries. I flush. He's rich and handsome. Did I mention handsome? We talk. I blush. Crimson. He cooks. Sorry. He cocks his head to one side. He hasn't started cooking yet. You know how she feels about wasting food.
Oh, he hates it. The man does not.
He feels about it.
Also...
It's bringing back a lot of bad memories. Handsome. Billionaire.
Eyes burning gray. Head cocked to one side. Mouth hard-lined.
He cocks his head to one side. I fall down. Oh, I fell down on my way out of the office. I flush. He touches my shoulder. I gasp. His eyes are burning gray. He's really, really very good looking. End chapter 1.
And there's a picture also titled Chapter 1, which is her falling down, another person pointing and laughing, saying, stupid, I clearly drew this one.
She's saying, double crap.
That's right, double crap.
All right, let's move on to chapter 2. Chapter 2. I have a Latino friend. His name is Jose.
Oh, Jose?
Of course. Dios mío. I drew this picture, which is very, very racist. Just like this
Just like
book.
this book is. Thank you. I was going to say yes, but we were only...
Okay. I go to work at the hardware store. I'm very innocent. Suddenly, an unexpected visitor shows up. He purchases supplies, which indicate imminent rape and murder. He's so handsome. The pictures really just make the whole thing come together.
The Christian Grey?
Chapter 3.
Oh, wait, hold on. Chapter 2.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
It's all the raping
those
gear.
are the rape supplies.
That she gets at the hardware store because he's a rapist.
Mm-hmm. But he's so handsome.
And a billionaire.
Okay, chapter 3?
Yeah.
Chapter 3.
I clearly drew this.
Ooh, that's not good. Chapter 3. The Christian Grey and I go out for coffee.
Sorry. What's that finger about?
Oh, remember he has long fingers.
Oh, right.
She's always talking about his long finger doing something. Not even sexy, just like his long fingers.
Like, what does that finger do?
We probably talk about it in chapter 3.
Sorry, my bad.
The Christian Grey and I go out for coffee. I'm stupid and walk into traffic. Christian saves me from a Darwin Award. He cocks his head. His fingers are long. His eyes are gray. He is handsome. Chapter 4.
Best abridged version ever.
I mean, that's all she says, really.
No, literally, if there was something interesting, we would have written it down.
Do we have any illustrations for chapter 4? Oh.
We know where this is going.
I see titties. Somebody graduates.
She's shithoused, and it's somebody's graduation.
Okay, let's not jump ahead. Okay, chapter 4. I go to the bar to celebrate graduation. My last year of college is finished, so I'll get drunk for the first time ever.
Because I'm an innocent virgin.
I drunk dial the Christian Grey and act like a stupid drunk and hang up. My Mexican friend, Jose, tries to mouth rape me with his tongue.
Mandy.
Oh, Dios mío.
This illustration is really one of the better ones.
The maracas really had a nice touch.
The lady said no.
Okay. What's his name? Oh, of course, Jose. Christian Grey is a professional stalker, and he has found me and comes to my rescue. I vomit on him. Oh, that's a good picture.
I clearly drew this one.
Holy shit. Oh, wait. Sorry. I made an amendment. Let's read that sentence again. Christian Grey is a professional stalker and has found me using his vast knowledge and superior technology from billionaire industries. He comes to my rescue. I vomit on him. And we'll wrap it up with chapter 5. Mm-hmm. Is there any illustrations?
There sure is, and it might be my favorite. I know I've said that about a lot of these illustrations, but
They're
this one's
pretty good.
real good. Mind you, Mandy and I have not looked at these illustrations for nearly 4 years, if not 5, and I knew what drawer I put them in, so they were an easy find.
Okay. This is good. Chapter 5. I wake up half naked in a strange hotel. Christian gives me some pills, and I masturbate using his body wash in the shower.
And I have a picture that says handsome body wash.
From billionaire industries.
I'll add that to the illustration. But I also censored out her vagina area.
Yeah, this is a working title, so we're gonna clean this up and put it on YouTube. Okay. Using his body wash in the shower. Christian Grey's assistant has brought me some fresh, newly purchased, vomit-free clothes. I put them on and we eat breakfast. He orders a helicopter, makes some business calls, and then forces himself. Hold on, let me go back. Okay, bought me some so fresh, newly purchased vomit-free clothes. I put them on. We eat breakfast. He orders a helicopter, makes some business calls, then forces himself on me in the elevator.
This one.
Oh, that's really good.
Right? Mandy drew this one.
Aw, I'm proud of myself.
It's her getting raped in the elevator.
Yeah,
and by raped, again, I don't want to trigger or whatever, but like...
She basically says it herself.
Well, yeah, he holds her hands above her head. Like, go on. What does it say in there? Anything? I don't think we go into details.
It says, then he forces himself into my throat with his tongue in the elevator.
And this caption says, I'm just a girl. I'm so confused. Does he like me?
Wait, let's not finish the end of chapter 5, which is, I moan, period. Oh my, period. And the last illustration that we've done is her flying in a helicopter above Seattle.
And we know it's Seattle because it's a very poorly driven or drawn Space Needle that I drew.
And in a thought bubble coming out of the helicopter, it says, so handsome. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That will conclude chapters 1 through 5 of our abridged and illustrated version of 50 Shades of Gross.
I really feel like we need to finish this.
By
because we
Greg
have more
Anderson.
illustrations without more synopsis. And
So it
that
looks
was
like
fun.
Looks like we have something
A new project.
fun to put together for you guys.
And we're not changing a single one of these.
We can't. It'll be like evolving from.
Be like, oh, look where we started. I like how you get a credit and I don't, though.
You probably had a credit.
I probably threw it away.
All right, so listeners, tell us, what do you think of 50 Shades of Gross? Should we continue?
Should we let it die?
Should we put it on YouTube? Should we not? Should we actually make a segment of our podcast each week that's Charlotte and I reading Harlequin novels to you in terrible accents? Just tell us what you want. We'll do it. We are here to dance for your entertainment.
Plus, I just love it so much.
I'm going to do it anyways, even if we don't do it for the podcast,
100%.
because it's my fucking favorite thing ever.
The Harlequin novel we are currently reading is The Hired Husband. So if you want to read it along with us, that is currently what we're reading.
fantastic. I don't know if you know this, and I don't know if our listeners know this. We maybe should have prefaced what 50 Shades of Grey was, but I can't believe that anyone in the civilized world doesn't know what it is. But it's basically fan fiction written by somebody who was a really big fan of Twilight.
Right.
Which they were like, you know what? I love sparkly vampires. I love, redneck chicks, but I just need more graphic, rapey sex.
I want a lot of bondage.
I want long fingers everywhere.
I want tampons.
I want gray eyes burning.
I want tight lips.
And billionaire industries.
Because, literally, if anybody read this and the guy lived in a trailer, it's straight up rape. Like, there's nothing sexy about it. But he's got money and he's attractive. But again, even if he wasn't attractive but had money, pretty sure it'd be fine.
We're going to let you guys decide if he's attractive because we've drawn a picture of him.
With his curly hair and his steely gray eyes.
And his long fingers.
His fucking abnormally long finger.
His one alien finger.
That's right. I forgot about that. It was the reason why it's like she called him, he answered, she hung up. And then she was too drunk to answer the phone. But he tracked her phone. And that's how he found her. Because it's not stocky or oh, God, I fucking hate that book. I love it because it's so terrible. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I'll stick to Harlequin novels. They're a little less rapey.
And a little less, less rapey and a little more
cringy?
Flamboyant.
Yeah. I was going to say not cringy because it fucking... The other thing about 50 Shades of Grey is like it's written by a 12-year-old. I gasp. He glares. I blush. Dios mio. My friend's Mexican. Like, fuck you.
My inner goddess does the merengue.
Oh my God. And the funny thing is that we didn't just take a snippet and make fun of it. This is a repeat throughout the book. My inner goddess does the merengue. And it's like, you thought it was such a good line. You used it multiple times? Okay, sounds great.
Listen, you guys, we had actual stories to tell you. Like, the normal, progression of this podcast has been like, hey, me and Charlie did some stupid shit. Guess what?
Well, this was stupid shit. We got drunk and made a thing.
Yeah, it's not the same as the story we were going to tell where we got drunk and woke up in Catalina, but we'll save that for next week.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So, if you're enjoying our podcast, do us a favor, head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. It turns out someone, I'm betting it's our cousin, the prophet of his own fucking Mormon religion.
I think he got mad about the potted meat segment.
Somebody's giving us thumbs down votes over there on YouTube.
It could be that they legitimately don't think we're funny, which I know is very hard to believe.
I think the fact that it's just one person makes it pretty clear that it's our cousin.
100% our cousin.
So if you could do us a favor and head over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a review and a rating.
And listen, if you're going to give us a 1-star, you better leave your goddamn name.
That's right, because we're going to fucking roast you.
No, but I would be like, listen, these girls are not funny. I don't know why they keep doing it. Whatever. I'd love to hear that. But not just be like, you get a 1-star and that's it.
Yeah, leave us 1 star and then just say like, hey, by the way, I'm not your cousin. Guess who I am. At least give us that, because otherwise we're just going to think it's our cousin.
You're like, oh, it's another one of our cousins are pissed off.
If you guys want to hear any more stories about our cousin, drop us an email at fhebadmormons@gmail.com. We got tons. Tons of stories about him. We're just not sure if you guys are into it or not, so let us know. Follow us on social media, and don't forget, we're trying to monetize our YouTube channel, so all we need is 1,000 subscribers.
We're like, what did you say? We're like 997 away.
Mm-hmm. We have like at least 20 now.
Oh, we are only 980 away.
Yeah, math hard, but
listen,
we need more.
Made me drunk really fast, or it was all the martinis I drank before this gin drink. I'm sorry. I've been slurring all over the place. I swear to God, I'm not that. Yes, I am.
I know we've been promising you merch, and we have everything to make it. We just, had to go back to work. So all of a sudden,
that 7 weeks off really got wasted. I wasn't wasted. The COVID got me.
But we're going to get to it. And then lastly, if you're enjoying our show, the very, very best way you can support us is to head over to Patreon and sign up to be a patron. Even if you're not going to sign up, check it out anyway. It's pretty fucking funny. If I do say so myself, if you do decide to join, it's only $3 a month, and
Unless
it
you want
really,
cool shit, then give me more.
it really helps us out. We do have options for cool shit. So, thanks so much for joining us.
So fun hanging out.
We'll see you next week, and we'll tell you the story about the time that we got drunk and woke up in the middle of the ocean. Cheers.